Hello, Division 4. All right, so as we're back here, you can see now this is where it all ties in, where you're knowing your multiplication and is really going to make a difference in how we go to long division now. And this is where it brings it all together. And we're just on the cusp of it, where tomorrow we're really going to step up into the full long division with remainders. And so what this does, it just kind of gets you into the habit of how to find how to begin with your division. The idea of division, of course, is to find how many times a number can fit into another number. It's basically breaking it into smaller groups, right? So it says when we divide, we look for a product that is equal or just a little less. For if you look at 3 into 17, so what's the biggest number that 3 can go into 17 without going over? If we said 4, well, that's 12. Can we go one more? 5, it's 15. Okay, that's getting really close. And you can see that's why they're giving you this table. If we go to 6 times, 18, too big. So the biggest we can go with 15, so it's 5 times. And so hence you put the 5. And of course, once again, we put the 5 over the 7, showing you that 3 goes into 17, not 3 goes into 1. So that's why it's important to put it over the 7. And then, of course, what you want to do is then you know that the 5 and the 3 equals 15. And what they forgot to add here is you subtract. And so what's the difference between 17 and 15 is 2. And the sense is when we get to next day, we're talking, or the next sheet that we do will be remainders, which for this one, they're not really worried about that. They just want to know what's the biggest number they can go in without going over. And that's basically all this is today is. So if you look at 6 into 25, so what's the right product for these? So how many times can 6 go into 25 without going over? Well, we know counting by 6 is up here, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So 30 is too big, 24 is just under. So it's 4 times. And they basically want you just to do something like that, just to get in the habit. Let's do the next one together too. So 2 into 13. I know that 2 can go into 13 how many times without going over? Well, I know 2 times 6 gives me 12, and that's pretty good because 7 gives me 14. Too big. So the biggest it can go is 6. So you want to do that. Okay, you're just finding the biggest product of, or the product of these two numbers that can fit into that number without going over. Okay, now the other thing is you don't want to go too low either, right? You don't want to go 2 times 5 is 10 because that's too low because there's an extra 2, there's actually an extra 3 there, which means there's another group of 2 in there. I know there's one left over when you do it like this, but that's the idea, is the biggest number it can go in without going over. And then if you go down here, they're just asking you if it's the right one. So 9 into 30 is, we go 9 times 3 is 27. Well, 9 times 4 is 36. Too big. So just decide if it is, and if it's not, change it. So this is good. We don't need to change it. Let's see this one. 7 into 24. They're saying 7 times 4 is 28. Oh, that's way too big. It's over. It doesn't work. So you want to kick it down. So 7 times 3 gives you 21. That works. Okay, you see what they're trying to do there? They're trying to see, and then maybe they're not going to be too big, but you want to find, basically it's the idea of up here, but they're just trying to give you, are they correct? If they are correct, you just say yes. But if they're not, correct it. So it's the biggest number that can go into the number without going over. All right, until next time.